That right side, that was shot on a phone. No color grading app, no LUTs file, no Lightroom preset. Everything you're seeing was done in CapCut using tools that are completely free. And in this video, I'm giving you all 5 of the grades I use, exact settings with no guessing. Now, before I do that, I want to address the thing most color grading tutorials get wrong. They teach you what to move, they don't teach you why you're moving it. And when you don't understand the why, you end up with a video that looks graded instead of one that looks cinematic. Those are not the same thing. So I'm gonna give you the settings and the logic behind each one. By the end of this video, you'll be able to look at any Netflix show, identify what grade they're using, and recreate it in CapCut in under 2 minutes. Here's what nobody in the color grading world wants to admit. Most people's videos don't look bad because of their camera. They look bad because of 2 things: bad exposure when they filmed and basic filters when they edited. CapCut filter carousel, that's not color grading. Those are presets built for social media thumbnails. They add contrast in the wrong places. They crush your shadows. They make skin tones look plasticky, and they look like a filter, which is the opposite of what Netflix looks like. The Netflix style color grading is actually more minimal than you think, and it's not about adding more. It's about removing the things that make footage look cheap: harsh highlights, muddy midtones, blown out whites, and that's what we're fixing today. One more thing before the grades: all 5 of these work best if your footage is slightly overexposed when you shoot, maybe half a stop above correct exposure. Overexposed footage grades down beautifully, and underexposed footage gets noisy when you try to lift it. Film it bright, grade it down, and just remember that in the future. All right, so grade 1 is teal and orange. This is the most used color grade in cinema history, and there's a reason. It works on almost every skin tone because skin naturally sits in the orange range. Pushing the shadows teal creates a complementary contrast that looks expensive without trying. Now here's exactly how to build it in CapCut. Tap your clip, go to the adjust, not the filters, adjust, and we're going to work through these settings in order. All right, so first we're going to focus on the brightness between a -5 to a -8. And why does this matter? Because it pulls back any overexposure and starts conservative. All right, next we're going to talk about the contrast. We want to add a +12 to a +15. That's going to help separate the tones, and it lifts the grade off flat. Our saturation, we're going to have it a +8 to a +12. It's going to give it a gentle boost, and we'll push specific colors later on. The highlights is going to be a -15 to a -20. This recovers blown skies and windows, and it's super critical in the grading process. Shadows, +8 to a +12. This is going to help lift black so they're gray black, not crushed black. And then the color temperature, we're going to have a -10 to a -15. This is going to push the whole image cooler and set up our teal base. And lastly, we're going to sharpen it with a +10, and this is going to add edge definition back after softening from the grade. Now grade 2 is going to be the matte lift. This is where every Netflix documentary, every editorial piece uses. All right, so now we're going to go to the brightness. We're going to put the value at a -3 to a -5. And it's going to slightly pull, but it's going to keep the image fairly bright. Then our contrast is going to be a +5 to a +8. Our saturation is going to be a -5 to a -8. Our highlight is going to be a -10 to a -15. And then shadows is a +20 to a +28. This is the matte part. This is going to lift the blacks into the gray. This is key when you're adding this in. The color temperature is going to be a -5 to a -8. And then the vignette is going to be a -15 to a -20. This is going to help subtly edge the darkening, and it's going to pull that focus to center. Now the key number here is the shadow lifts, because a +20 to a +28, that's your matte, and if you go under 15, it's not going to read. And then if you go over 35, it's going to look washed out and foggy. So stay in that 20 to 28 window and you'll nail it every single time. Now grade 3, that's your warm cinematic. It's the highest engagement grade on Instagram, and it works just as well on YouTube. Now the difference between this and just adding a warm filter is the control of it. So the brightness is going to be a +5 to a +8. The contrast is a +10 to a +14. Saturation is a +15 to a +20. The highlight is a -8 to a -12. The shadows is a +5 to a +8. Color temperature +18 to a +25. And then the tint is going to be a +5 to a +8. Now the tint adjustment is the secret move here. When you push temperature warm, it naturally pulls slightly green. So adding that +5 to +8 magenta tint corrects that, and it makes the warmth feel golden instead of sickly. And most people skip the tint and wonder why their warm grade looks weird. Now you know. Now grade 4 is the cold sterile. Now this is what every tech product video uses. It makes your footage look like it costs $1 million because it looks like nothing else on YouTube. Now most creators are scared of this grade because it looks so different than what they're used to, but that's the entire point of it. When your thumbnail looks cold and precise on a feed full of warm filters and basic grades, it stops the scroll and it signals premium. So for this, when we adjust this, we're going to adjust the brightness to a -8 to a -12. The contrast is a +18 to a +22. The saturation is a -15 to a -20. The highlights -20 to -25. The shadows is 0 to -5. Color temperature -20 to -28. And the sharpen, we're going to sharpen to 15 to 20. Now, one extra move for this grade is going into HSL and finding the blue. Once you push the blue saturation up to like a +25 or a +30, this adds a specific blue quality to any neutral or dark areas in the frame, walls, shadows, backgrounds, and it's what separates a cold grade from a gray wash grade. Now grade 5 is the bleach bypass. This is the most aggressive grade on the list, and it's high contrast, desaturation with a slightly silver quality to the whole image. So for this, for the settings, you're going to put the brightness to a -5 to a -8. The contrast to a +28 to a +35. The saturation is a -25 to a -35. Highlights is a 5 to a 10. Shadows is a -8 to a -12. Color temperature -8 to -12. And the sharpen is a +20 to a +25. Now the counterintuitive move here is lifting the highlights slightly, +5 to a +10. Every other grade rolls off the highlights, so this one lifts them. And if your image looks too flat, that's usually what you're missing. Do me a favor and drop a comment and tell me which one you're going to use first. I want to see which one you make, and if you want the next video in the series where I show you how to match your color grade to your thumbnail so your whole channel looks like a brand, go ahead and check that video out here, and I'll see you there.